Yes, it's Wednesday evening, Wednesday the 26th of January 2022, and welcome to tonight's little chat show coming to you from the Chapel Hill Marina in Lincolnshire. Hope you're well on this evening. I went swimming this morning for the first time since before Christmas up at the George Mulder Leisure Centre, which is in Boston. And I've got to say, that is my favourite swimming pool. You know, it is never, ever cold in there. And it's a big old pool. Unlike the public one in Bracknell, which I've got fed up getting into cold water. That's the problem. I've been swimming since I was 32 years old, right? I mean, a long, long time now I've been swimming. And I've got a bit, I don't know if it's because I've got older or that water's particularly cold. It's never, ever pleasant when you stick, when you first stick that big toe in, or I just check the water to see what it's like. It's always cold in there. And the other thing is at Bracknell, I mean, once I start swimming, I tend not to stop. But if you do stop at the end, within a couple of minutes, you're cold. And maybe that's what forces you to carry on swimming. I don't know. But the one in Boston is never like that. And I got in it this morning. It was bitterly cold outside. I got in it this morning and it was lovely. It was like getting into a very slightly warm bath. I mean, what pleasure does that give you, eh? And when I first got in there, was around about 10 to 11, there were some ladies with babies. They do like I don't know what it's like, a water thing for babies, learning to swim, which I think is an excellent idea, to be honest, If you've got little children like that or something like that, and you want to teach them to swim, the earlier the better. That's what I say. Absolutely. And these are babies, in little special waterproof, well, I hope they're waterproof anyway, waterproof nappies. I did wonder what that strange taste was as I swam. As I swam past the ladies with their babies, and they got out, I think they got out around about 11 o'clock, 10 past 11. And I did 4 lengths, and because I haven't been for so long, my arms were aching. I thought, oh, blimey. So I used to do 60 lengths. That's in a full-size pool. And I've done 4 lengths. Oh, I'll force myself to do 20. And I'm really pleased with myself because I got to 20. I thought, go on, do another 10. So I did another 10, and I thought, well, I'll tell you what, I'll do 40, and I'll do another 10, and then I'll do a couple of a different stroke, because I always do this stroke when I'm swimming, right? Or like with the camp wrist, because I'm camp, like, so I got like that. And then very rarely, out of all those 60 lengths, I might do 4 like that. Okay, so I got to 40. And I thought, right, I'll do a couple of those, up and down. I thought, well, if you've done those, you've now given that a rest. Okay, so go and do another 8. So I did another 8 and I got to 50. And then I did another couple of those, right? 52, no, what was it? No, I got to 52 and I carried on. I got 52. Then I thought, okay, do a couple of those, So I did that. 56. And I thought, well, I've only got 4 more lengths. And I did the 4 lengths and I did the 60. And I'm well pleased about that. Well pleased about that. Not only that, the showers were quite nice and hot as well. So very pleased with myself up the George Mulder Leisure Centre. It's £4.80 to go there, which isn't bad for a swim. Down south at the Bracknell swimming pool, it's £6 there. Which I wouldn't mind, but seriously, I'm fed up getting into cold water. It's always, always cold. I mean, it really is. Anyway, I think we've got a couple of new people to the show today, so I'll welcome you in a moment, my darlings. I'll be in and out of the chat box, okay? But quite often I miss messages in the chat box because it's so busy. If you want to send me a little message directly, please use the text number in the top left-hand corner, just up there, okay? 07451 287 337 is my text number. You text there and it'll come straight through to me, unless you're abroad, in which case it doesn't work very well. Okay, so 07451 287 337 is my text number. Or you can send an email if you want to as well. There's the email address there, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. And just to give you something to talk about, do you go to the pub very often? Do you know what you pay for the price of a pint? Now, whatever that may be. Lager, bitter, whatever you drink. What do you pay for a pint? Or maybe you just drink soft drinks. Do you buy like a pint of, I don't know, Coca-Cola or lemonade? Do you buy something like that at all? Let us know. Let us know what you pay for a pint. There's a little story coming up in a moment. Let's say hello to some of you. Good evening to Gary Ross. Evening, Gary. Thanks for the text. There's my good old mate, Ray Reynolds. Evening, Ray. Ray's coming down to the new... We got a new karaoke starting next week in Walthamstow. There it is. That's in London. Okay, if you're around the East London area. I have worked in East London before. It's been many, many years since I worked there. But it's in E17. Of course, you remember that excellent pop group, little boysy band in the... Is it the 90s? Well, it's the 90s, I think it was. E17, do you remember them? Stay another day. Well, that's where it is at the William Morris Bar, Forest Road, E17. That starts next Tuesday, okay, from 8 until 11 o'clock. All righty. And Ray's coming down there next week, aren't you, Ray? Thanks so much, Ray. Good evening to Diane Jebb. Evening, Diane. Good evening to Fran Green. Evening, Fran. Hello to Chloe. Good evening to Chloe. Joining us. Is it Chloe from George Bond's Chloe, is it? Where did you meet? As a matter of interest, I was wondering this the other day. Where did you two meet, you and George? Was it like a cafe or I don't know, a bar or something like that? Let us know. I just wondered where you met. And also, if you were in a bar, what did you pay, right, for a pint? What do you pay for a pint? Okay, right. Let's pop in the chat box. Hello to Wilmot. Do you know, where's my bleeding glasses? They're not in here, are they? I'm sure I've got my glasses somewhere. Let's use the backup pair. Always have a backup plan. Always have a backup plan. There we go. That's better. Hello to Wilmot's Good. Grid or ground, and yeah, it's got to be ground. Wilmot's Ground and Sports Ground Services. Hello to the people in Norwich tonight, home of Anglia Television. I'm going to now do the Anglia Horse for you. Are you ready? The Anglia Horse, especially for the Wilmot's crew. Here we go, the Norwich crew. Ba 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 ba. I think it's always really sad to know what we had as ITV before they made it all one faceless organisation. You know, I liked watching the little television stations all over the country with their own little sort of personalities, didn't you? Ah, and hello to Paul McIlroy. Good evening to you, sir. Good evening tonight to Paul McIlroy, who joins us all the way from Roehampton in London, which is where I used to live. Yeah, I was brought up there. 1969 to 1983 when I got married. Didn't last very long. Moved away, came back again, and then moved out in 1987, I think it was. Yeah, it was a great place to live, Roehampton, to be honest. Okay, so thanks very much. I'm glad you like the horse, Wilmot. Would you like it again? Now, I don't usually do things twice. Unfortunately, that comes with partners as well. I rarely do the same person twice. This is probably why I'm alone now. But there we go. Here we go. Okay, ready? I haven't got a horse. What have I got? Oh, you know what I could use? I could use this flamingo. Can you pretend that this is a horse? Can you pretend this is a horse? Let's see if we can do this. Right, here we go. No, I'm going to have to... This look. I mean, it looks a bit rude, to be honest. I'll have to. I can't really. Oh, I tell you what. We'll use the other camera. Hang on a minute. Where's my other camera gone? There it is. The one with a date. Just ignore that for a moment. There we go. That'll look all right, won't it? You'll be able to see this now. This is the. Sorry, you're over there. This is the updated version of the Anglia horse. Are you ready? Oh, I need something to hold as well, don't I? Just a minute. Yeah, because he holds a little flag, doesn't he? I haven't got a flag. I've got a mop. That'll do, innit? I've got... Oh. Right, I'll do that. So this is the horse, okay? This is the flag. You ready? Ready? This is specially for the Norwich crew. Here we go. Da, 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 da. Hey, does that work for you? Does that work? It's quite good, isn't it? Yes, yes. I can do all things like that, my darlings. Don't worry. We'll put him in. Next to the caravan and all that there. Chuck that out there. Do you know, I bought that. I gather you decided to keep hold of the car that you've already got, right? Do you remember we had this conversation on the Facebook? I have to say it was on the Facebook. I can't say you came round to my house and had the conversation because they'd be talking. You know, it'd be all like this. Oh, God. Gary's wife would be straight on the phone, believe me. Chaps gossiping. Here, do you know so-and-so? Yeah, so I'll say to people that we talked about it on the Facebook text, chat thing. And you remember I was thinking about going an electric car, not doing it now. No, next one's going to be another hybrid. I don't think the infrastructure's there yet, Paul. It's not there, mate. It's not there. You need to guarantee that I can stop in any petrol garage and plug in with 150 kilowatt charge. The 50 ain't going to do it. We'll be there for ages. We'll be there for hours. And that's how they're selling them at the moment, isn't it? You know, plug your car in and go and have a cup of tea. What, for 2 hours? I don't think so. So that's not happening there. Let's let's have a little look up there. I'm glad you like that, Wilmots. Welcome along to the show. I saw some other names up there, some people I haven't seen before, so let's have a go there. Dr. Gregorian, good evening to you, sir. Peter Codrington. Hello, Peter. Welcome along to the show. Brew a bit Rickshaw. Brew a bit Rickshaw. That's an unusual name. Hello to you. Welcome along to a little show. Thanks very much. The moderators are working. We seem to have an ongoing problem with robots at the moment, sending in various little things, but they're straight on it, don't worry. And they don't need reminding. Whenever there's a troll come up, you don't need to say, quickly, there's a troll. They are dealing with it. Thank you very much. Hello to Taxi Bomb. Like that one, Taxi Bomb. You're not a yellow taxi, are you? Do you remember that programme on the telly? Taxi, with these yellow, 1970s, that, isn't it? I like the music. Taxi. Hello to Lisa Barker as well. And I think that's welcomed all the new people. Let's just drop down to the bottom again. Don't forget, gang, if you send in a message and you find it's not getting seen on the chat box, send it in on a text, okay? Because often with so many messages, you miss it. So send it through as a text or an email, okay? Shania's there on the Isle of Wight. Good evening, Shania. She's getting involved in the carnival, aren't you, my darling? And good luck to you. She's pleased to do that, aren't you, my love? Thank you, Shania. By the way, the hymns are up for this week. You know what I mean? The hymns are up. I must say, I wasn't too impressed with my singing tonight, but I had to get them up there. I like to get them done by Wednesday. All right, see what you think of tonight, this Sunday's hymn, Shania. I've also got a lady at the church now, and she is sending me. There's a website that suggests hymns for a particular Sunday and Holy Day and all that business. So she's sending me those through now, which is fantastic. Thank you, Shania. Good evening, lovely Maureen. Evening, Maureen. Welcome along, Maureen. Says, hello, not seen any of your quality productions for ages. Yeah, where have you been? We're here. We're here. Just the one live show on Wednesdays now, and occasionally a recorded one as well, or a couple of those. Depends on my time, really. All right, and whether I can be bothered to do it or not. It's a hobby. Remember, it's a hobby. It's not a business. So I'm here every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock, all right, things being crossed. Not sure if my notifications are working. Well, if it worked tonight, they're working. But it's just Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. I do a live show there, all right? And Shania's already watched it. Oh, you're straight there, aren't you, Shania? You're very, very efficient. Interesting choices. Are you not liking the choices, then? They came out of some liturgy thing. I don't know what it was, to be honest. I don't know what it was. I'm going to question again. No one's asked this question. Do none of you drink in bars or pubs at all? I want to know what you pay for a pint of lager. I'd like to know what you pay for a pint of lager. Eh? I think in the pub I work at, it's like £5.50, something like that. You know, evening to Glenda. Hello to you, Glenda. Welcome along, Glenda. Glenda's in the States. What do you pay for a pint of lager? I think when I was going in pubs, this would have been in the 80s, sort of around about 1980, it was 1980, something like that. I think we just got up to £1 a pint, believe it. Yeah, honestly, £1 a pint. That's what it was when I was going to pubs. Now it's like £5.50, isn't it? Something like that. What do you pay for a pint of lager or beer? I ask this because the Sun is reporting today that beer drinkers are facing a 50p a pint rise. Now, they're going to notice that. Let me tell you, well, I don't work behind the bar. I work in bars and pubs doing, I used to do DJing, now I do just karaoke, right? And let me tell you, while I'd be walking around, someone would come up to me and say, here, I see the beer's gone up 3p today. The drinkers absolutely noticed the tiniest amount of money that they put on a pint of lager. That's seriously, they do. So they're certainly going to moan at the 50p. There was one bloke moaning the other day we got a pool table where I work at Central Station in Wharfdale Road, King's Cross. We got a pool table there, and it's £1. It's £1 because we rent the pool table. It's quite an expensive thing to rent. You can either buy it or you can rent it, and we rent the pool table, or the pub. Not me. The pub rents the pool table, and it's £1. And this bloke come in and he says, "Oh, is it £1?" He said, "Yeah." "Oh, I think it should only be 50p." Moaning about £1 to play a game of pool, for Christ's sake. You want to say these people want to go on a fruit machine, say goodbye to about 10 quid in 30 seconds flat. Anyone been to Vegas? Have you watched them there in Vegas? Took my nephew there about 4 years ago now, and I went there with my mate about 10 or 11 years ago now. These people, they're not just putting money in these one-armed bandits and all the other machines with the buttons. They've got a credit card slot in these things. They put their credit card in and it just keeps sucking the money out. I've never seen anything like it. And he's moaning about £1 for a game of bleeding pool. Well, in the Sun, it says that beer drinkers are facing a 50p a pint rise as pubs risk. I tell you what, we'll open a phone line on this as well in a moment. All right, as pubs risk going bust, industry insiders have warned. Now I've got to tell you, there's a lot of pubs going. They just couldn't get over the whole COVID thing. Terrible, really. Even the place I work, while they were closed, they had to set up a GoFundMe page. They were running out of money. I gather the owners of the pub are now using their money or they were using their money to keep it going. I mean, it's now getting customers in. It always amazes me how people comment on stuff that they know nothing about, to be honest. And someone said to me, "Oh, well, you've been open a few months now. You must have made all that money back." You can't be serious. They were closed for like over a year. Nothing coming in, loads of money still going out. You don't get that back in a few months. It'd take years to get that back, years. I just wish people wouldn't comment about stuff they don't know about. Anyway, the Sun. It says boozers, pubs are seeing rocketing costs for beer, energy, food and labour as they battle soaring inflation and supply chain problems. It means some punters may have to pay over £7 a pint in London. £7 for a pint! There was another place I worked in Clapham. Now, this is a few years ago. I'm going back about 7 or 8 years now, and it was a place in Clapham. And I never forget standing at the bar, and someone had bought a round of drinks, and it come to like £48. And I stopped. I wasn't particularly looking. I just overheard it. And I suddenly stopped and I turned round. I said, "How much did you say?" And this barman looked at me and he said, £48, whatever it was. I said, "What they just bought?" "Well, that and that." It didn't look like much to me. I said, "Blimey." And he said to me, "When's the last time you bought a drink?" I said, "Years ago." I don't drink. Any time I drink is if I have a glass of really posh champagne, if I'm out to one of my afternoon teas or perhaps on a plane going somewhere. I don't drink beer, lager, wine, spirits. They all taste vile to me. Wine in particular tastes like vinegar. Doesn't matter what wine I have, it tastes like vinegar. Horrible. But £7 a pint in London. Surely it ain't like that at the Wetherspoons. Isn't it about £2.50 at a Wetherspoons? Dan Woodhouse, are you with us tonight? How much is it? Oh, at Weatherspoons. You go there, didn't you? It can't be £7. It says the average cost of a pint in the Sun is £4.07 in the UK, according to the British Beer and Pub Association. The thing is with averages, it's all a load of old baloney, really, because you'll have the Weatherspoons charging £2.50, yeah, and a really upmarket pub probably charging £10-15 a pint if you're in somewhere really posh. And the average is, of course, done by adding everything up and dividing it by the amount that you've taken the numbers from, you see. So it's a bit, averages don't mean, when you see an average price of something, you know. It says the bunch of grapes in Borough, that's in South East London, already charges £6.75 for a pound of Amstel. I don't know what that is. While Staropramen in the World's End in Camden costs £6.70. And I've worked in both of those areas in the past, Camden and Borough. Gosh. UK Hospitality said pubs were facing unprecedented price rises. See, it's difficult for the pubs, right? On the one hand, they're trying to make a bit of money to keep going. I don't think they're very rich. People running pubs, I don't believe they've got loads and loads of money, right? But on the other hand, if you put that price up so much, it's going to push even more people into buying the cheap stuff from the supermarkets and sitting at home. But it's not much fun just sitting at home on your own with a couple of pints of lager, is it? You don't get the so effect of being in a pub. Funnily, I mean, that's my social meetings is where I work. Perhaps that's why I like working so much, because while I am at work, I'm socialising with the other people in a pub. Number one priority, of course, is trying to make sure that they have a good time. Although that's difficult sometimes. You know, if you go into a pub and all you want to do is moan and sit there on your own and just tap away on a bleeding mobile phone all the time and not take any notice of anything else going on other than something that offends you, then I think you're facing a losing battle, really. And there are people like that, believe me. All they do is moan. You never hear me moan in a million years, would you? Eh? So that's my number one priority. But because of the job I do, that is my socialising as well. I don't go into pubs. Not really. I said to my mate a while ago, why don't we go and sit in a couple of pubs we just like people watching, you know. We like people watching. You can people watch when you're watching my live karaoke streams, because we do stream the karaoke live. Just type into the YouTube, if you type into the search bar, Karaoke London, and you should find our YouTube channel on there, which streams the karaoke nights. But that's my socialising. It's the same as while I'm at work. I said to my mate, "Oh, we go and sit in a pub, you know, and perhaps people watch for a while. We can sit there with neither of us will really drink. I mean, it won't be making the pub much money. We can sit there with a Coca-Cola or a lemonade or even a cup of tea." Kate Nichols, Chief Executive of UK Hospitality, said pubs, this weighing heavily on these businesses, that's, you know, the money they owe, which had nothing but a torrid time, and the price of a pint will have to rise. Well, I'm very funny about eating out. I just don't like paying the prices. You know, you even McDonald's now. You have shall we say, a large McDonald's, and I've said before, I don't really enjoy a McDonald's. There's something in your head that says, "Oh, go on, have a little McDonald's. Oh yeah, I'll have a McDonald's," and then you eat it and you don't feel particularly happy with it. I'm sorry, you've got a bit of a problem with the picture at the moment, have you? Let's just try swapping the cameras and see what happens. That might come back. There we go. I think the camera's overrunning a little bit. Don't worry if the picture goes a little bit funny sometimes. Just saw the red light flashing at me then. Sorry. Yeah, I don't particularly enjoy a McDonald's, but if I have one, I'll have a large McDonald's meal. I'll have an apple pie, those cheese things in a box, and an ice cream and a vanilla shake, right? And that comes to like 13 quid. Not a small amount of money. Even more if you get Uber Eats or someone like that to bring it round, because you're too bone idle to go out the door. It's a lot of money. And I don't like spending that amount of money eating when I know I can go down to Aldi, get a couple of their meat-free burgers for, I don't know, £1.20, and some rolls, pack of 6 for like 50 pence or something like that, and you've done exactly the same thing. Or their pizzas. Have you been in an Aldi? They got pizzas in there for like, I think 69 pence. I had one. They're very, very nice. Why are you ordering stuff off Domino's? 15 quid for pizza. You could have 15 of the ones in Aldi for that and more, couldn't you? I'm not doing the sums. Back to the story. It says, we've seen huge spikes in people's costs, transport, raw ingredients and energy, with most viewers running very tight ships already. Our sector, unfortunately, needs to be able to pass on these prices to customers, including the pubs in between. Yeah, but people are stopped. They will go in... I just think they will go in even less. Do you not think so? I don't know. Would it stop you going into a pub at all? Jason Hughes says, evening, head taster of Greggs here. Well, you don't get a drink in Greggs, do you? I'm sure the day will come when they're allowed to sell alcohol. Shania's good evening, Shania. She says, around £4.60 for my pint of fruity cider. Oh, my God. Do you drink, Shania? Oh, please, not after Mass. Oh, no. Does Father know about that, darling? Oh, God. I've just got these... I've got these images now of Shania getting absolutely slaughtered after serving on the altar. Oh, Shania, darling. You're not in that wine, are you? Don't. Altar servers that I altar served with when I was a little boy, one of them got caught having the wine once. Does your dad like a drink until I see the car's gone? Eh? Vera. Thank you, Vera. Vera says, I gave up drinking 5 years ago, but the non-alcohol stuff is about £3.50 to £4 a bottle. That's the non-alcohol stuff. It's a lot of money, isn't it? She also says Weatherspoons pubs can sell cheaper drinks because they get their beers that are coming up to their sell-by dates. Is that a fact? Is that a fact? Do you know that, do you? She says the pool table used to be free at Central Station. I don't know anything about that. Glenda's sent a super chat, have you? Thank you very much, Glenda. I've been tipped tonight. Thank you, Glenda. Let's have the super chat jingle, especially for Glenda. Thank you, Glenda, for your kind, very kind super chat tonight, darling. Thank you very much, my darling. Much appreciated that. There you go. How kind. It's an early birthday gift. Wishing you a happy and blessed birthday. Thank you very much, Glenda. Yeah, it's my birthday next, not this Saturday, the Saturday after. 5th of February. Put that in your books. 5th of February, yes? Start saving up. Thank you, Glenda. You're very kind. Ray says, did you know Freeview channels have changed today? Yes, I've done that. Freeview channels have changed today, gang. You might want to update your settings on the Freeview. There's my sister. Good evening, Sharon. Hello, sis. Jason Hughes, £3.80. Now, that's not bad, is it? £3.80 for a pint of cider where he's going on Saturday. That is not bad at all. That's cheap, isn't it? That's very cheap. Thank you, Jason. Shania says, I may be guilty to going to the pub after Saturday Mass. Oh, Lord and Master. God. Can't believe it, Shania. There was a joke that Father Danny did about 6 years ago. Now, it's something about... Oh. But I can't remember the joke now. Oh, if I tell it, I'm going to muck it up, aren't I? Shall I try and tell it? Shall I try and tell it or not? No, I can't remember. But it involved Catholic priests and drink. Does the priest go with you to the pub? Thank you, Shania. Let's pop in the chat box there. Brew a Bit Rickshaw says, I brew my own beer, which works out £35 pence a pint. That's not bad, is it? I had an uncle who did that. Uncle Terry, he died a few years ago. Wonderful man. He used to brew all his own beer in buckets in his shed. It was really strong. Really strong. Brewer Rickshaw says, I brew my own beer, so 35 pence a pint, but in the Conservative Club in Woodall Spa, it's £2.50-ish. Are you in Woodall Spa? Do I know you then? Do I know you? I live a few doors down. Oh, I live a few doors down from your sister and also love their channels. Much more in other pubs. Thanks very much for that, Brewer Bits. Welcome to our little show there. Evening to Adam the Plumber. Evening to you. Fran Green doesn't drink much now, but at Christmas she has a couple of Malibu and Cokes. I used to drink that. Yeah, Malibu and Coke. When I've been to the Caribbean a couple of times, I liked a pina colada. But they all taste different. I think they would they put coconut milk in that pina colada? Very tasty. I got drunk on that one afternoon. Yeah, I was there with my friend Steve at the time. Oh my God, that's a long time ago. 1999, maybe, something like that. We're in Barbados. We used to sit at the bar just drinking these pina coladas. Beautiful, beautiful there. Let's just scroll up a little bit there. Evening to John Parrish. Goes to places where they throw the beer in with a meal. That's even cheaper for you then, isn't it? Eh? Even cheaper for you. PJ Macker likes... What's spiced rum? Is that what you have? What, little glass? I can get a bottle of that in if you want me to. No problem at all. I'll get a little bottle of that in. George Bond doesn't drink alcohol at all. Let's open the phone line there. Anyone want to talk about beer or anything like that? There you go. Phone line's open if you want to call in. It's 0208 144 3477. As always, there's only one line, boys and girls, okay? Once someone is on the line, if you hear someone on the line, you won't be able to get through, okay? You have to wait till they finish before I'm able to take another call. All the operators are on holiday at the moment, so they can't even put you on hold. It's only me, all right? Okay? And we have one little rule with the phone in. If you're going to call in, you need to be sending your number. Don't call on a withheld number because it won't be answered. I'm afraid it gets silly. People just ringing up, shouting stuff and putting the phone down. If you're ringing from your number and you're naughty, I simply block you. How easy is that? Hey, how easy is that? All right. So if you want to call in, phone line's open. 020 8144 3477. Anyone else talking about beer and all that? There we are. Good. Excellent. I think that's it. We'll just check the emails. Emails as well. I haven't opened the email program yet. One moment. See if anyone's sent an email in. No. Good. Anyway, that's our little bit about pubs. Will it stop you going in there as a matter of interest? Will it? 50 pence is a bit of a hike, isn't it? Couple of pence there. Like I said right at the beginning of the programme tonight, drinkers know whenever the beer goes up, they come straight over. Oh, Chrissy's put it up another 2 pence. So 50 pence, they're definitely going to notice. I don't know what they charge at Central Station for a pint of beer there. Ah, there we are. We got a phone call there from Matt, who's in London. Good evening, Matt.
Hi, Chris.
Hello, nice to hear from you. Now, Matt also works in bars, I have to tell you. He's in Croydon, in London.
I work in bars and live in bars, yeah.
You live in bars as well. Well, I think we all know that, dear. Are you DJing at the moment? Or not at this very moment, but
I've got a karaoke evening on a Thursday regular.
Where's that?
Crystal Palace. If any of your viewers are interested or live around that way, it's called the Memory Box.
Where is that? Because I've got a friend. I don't know if you know Benj Brown.
Possibly by face. Probably not my name, but
yeah, I was going to go out with him to a karaoke, and the thing is, he's in Croydon, right? So that would be quite easy for him to get to him, wouldn't it?
What's his name again, Chris? Sorry,
Benjamin Brown.
Benjamin Brown. Does he do a lot of karaoke around Croydon?
I think he had his own night at one point.
Oh, okay.
I got a feeling he had his own in night, and he also went round old age pensioners' homes singing. No, because they
Oh,
have
did
little
he?
shows on, don't they, in those old people's homes, singing.
Yeah.
Sometimes people go and play piano. They do bingo. They do bingo at old people's homes, Matt. Oh yes, dear.
They do a lot.
They do.
Yeah. Well,
They
my,
spend 4 hours playing for a packet of custard creams.
well,
It looks like I've been eating a load of those, to be honest.
I see you did Sydenham again the other day, Chris. How was that?
Sydenham, that was just before Christmas. No, it wasn't that busy. Not busy at all, really. No, it wasn't that busy.
Well, I mean, I'm quite new to the karaoke thing. I've only probably been doing it about 2 years. I think I probably spoke to you about it before, but it's not. People annoy me. I'm not really a karaoke man. I much prefer DJing, but you know, I don't know. I've been doing this place in Crystal Palace for getting on a year now.
Yes.
January's been as dead as a dodo. But they haven't really got the crowd there at the minute. But the owner wants to keep it carrying on. So what can we do?
What's the name of the pub, Matt?
It's called Memory Box. It's a bar. It's Westow Hill, Crystal Palace.
Westow, Westow.
Yeah, Westow Hill. Yeah, I don't know if you're familiar with Crystal Palace, but
oh, I love that transmitter. Yeah. Oh, I get excited when I see that transmitter. I don't know what it is. All my hair stands on end. I'm probably about to be struck by a bolt of lightning or something like that. I love it.
Yeah.
All that entertainment from that little old pole. It reminds me of someone in Chariots, to be honest.
Wow. You
Carry
like
on.
a little old pole, don't you, Chris, every now and again?
Why don't you like doing the karaoke? Is it the constant? Because I mean, people want things all the time.
People are thick, you know. They come up, you know, or they'll request to sing a song, and you call them, and they're outside having a fag, and you know, just little things, you know, just wind me up about it.
Right? Yeah. It does require a lot more. It requires a lot more work than DJing, to be honest. Karaoke. You're much more involved with people, aren't you?
Yeah.
And then you have to deal with that. But I put my song in half an hour ago. Why hasn't it come up yet?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, I don't know if you still use books for your karaoke, but I do.
No, just stopped. We stopped doing that because of the COVID. We didn't want people touching stuff. Okay. So they look up all the songs on the internet. I have a site that all my songs are uploaded to, and they request songs by text message. They send me a text.
Well,
Funnily enough, we use the same number that I'm using tonight for people to send in text messages.
And do you find that works well?
It's fantastic. Well, it pops in on my computer screen. The text comes up, and I just add them to the system. Wonderful.
Okay.
No papers.
You don't even have to talk to him. Brilliant.
No. And with the pens, of course, people used to nick all the bastard pens.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, no pens left at the end of the night.
No, it's an expensive job, that, isn't it? To have to buy bloody 20 packs of pens every night in Sainsbury's or whatever. You know what I mean?
You try and keep them down. You know, I had bits of sellotape stuck to the tables with bits of
string. And of course, you don't have to print out any sheets or anything like that anymore.
No. Well, that was a bit of a nightmare, to be honest. Printing out the book, because I have so many songs, and the printer would start, and it might say something like, I don't know, 200 pages. Right?
Yeah.
And it gets to page 101 and something goes wrong. Well, you weren't able to pick up from that page. You'd have to do the whole lot. I used to get through reams of paper trying to get that damn thing to work properly. Nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Do you know, I just looked out there. I don't know if you was with us at the beginning of the programme, but I was doing something with a mop, right? And I chucked it out.
I don't want to know what you were doing with a mop, to be honest. But I wasn't with you.
I chucked it outside the room, and I've just looked to the left. I thought it was a poodle. I thought it was a poodle on the floor. I thought it was a poodle out there, or one of those shaggy dogs with the long hair. You know the Dulux dogs. Wow. I said Dulux with an L, with an L.
I'm sure you got loads of dogs queuing up at your front door. To be honest,
there's no one. There's no one,
But
sadly.
yeah, anyway, so I do the karaoke Thursday, and then Friday I'm in a bowling alley, which is quite fun in Lewisham. That's just playing music for the whole complex, really, while people are playing bowling and playing pool. And you don't get people dancing, but you get requests and shout-outs, and that's only 7 to 11. So that's a really easy little number.
All my jobs are like that. I'm generally 7:30 to 11. The new one I'm doing in Walthamstow. I'm doing Tuesday night in Walthamstow from next week.
That's a rough area there. I got mugged in Walthamstow.
Oh, well, don't tell me that, dear. Did you? Was you on the main road?
No, Pardon?
Where was you?
Oh, I just went back there with a friend, and there was a bit of an incident. Yeah, it was after a night out in London, and got everything nicked. But yeah, mind you, Croydon's pretty bad. But yeah,
I wish you hadn't told me yet. Perhaps it was your attitude towards the muggers. Just hand over that gold Rolex watch that you've got, dear.
Well, no, I got quite hurt. I got kicked in the face and.
How long ago was that?
Yeah, it was very pleasant.
How long ago was that?
Oh, that must have been about 5-6 years ago.
Was it?
I guess that was probably about 5 or 6 years ago.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on a minute. We're struggling with your signal here a little bit. I think it might be my my internet here.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll have to catch up soon, mate. Anyway,
that's
properly.
Better. Okay. You look after yourself.
All right, Chris.
Cheerio.
Nice to speak to you.
Bye now, Matt. There
Bye
we are.
Now.
Matt in Croydon for you there, boys and girls. Sorry, we're breaking up a little bit there, aren't we? 0208 144 3477. Just ignore the picture if it goes a little bit funny. If you can still hear us, it's still working, all right? We do have a little bit of a problem with the picture here sometimes. Vera says, Walthamstow is not rough. Well, you'll probably not be mugged. He's probably asking for it, to be honest, because I know him, you know. Probably walking around asking for it, giving it all the mouth. That's the trouble. Thank you, Vera. 0208 144 3477 if you want to call in. And Dan's on the line in Romford. Good evening, Dan.
Hello.
All right.
Chris.
You go in pubs at all much? You do, didn't you?
Hang on. Oh, that's better. What was that?
Come back towards the phone, dear.
All right.
Hello?
Perhaps I shouldn't have that on. Right. Okay, carry on.
Stay in front of whatever you're in front of. Don't move your head away from there because we'll lose you.
Yeah, perhaps it's not turned up at mine.
No, don't turn anything up.
Yeah, okay.
Just stay in the same position.
Right, okay.
Okay. So you go in pubs quite a bit, don't you?
I'm in the same...
Are you there?
Yeah.
I'm losing you, Dan. Are you on the phone or are you on Skype?
Yeah.
Hello?
I'm on Skype.
Right, call me on the phone.
Yeah, I'm on Skype.
Call me on the phone. The Skype don't work for you very well.
All right.
All right, we'll try on the Skype. Oh, we are struggling now. We're struggling a little bit with this connection today, aren't we? I'm sorry, gang. Seems to be an issue with that camera. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Let's see if he calls in on the phone in. Yeah, the Skype doesn't always work too well. I've no actually when you watch these people on the BBC, a lot of those calls are done over Skype and things like that, and it just doesn't work very well at all, does it? Okay, 0208 144 3477. Gary Ross remembers drinking Stagger, 18 pence. What is that, Stagger? Is that like some sort of cider or what is that? What is that? PJ Macker, Captain Morgan. I know that one. Captain Morgan, thank you very much. Okay. All righty. Well, while Dan works out how to use his telephone, we'll move on a little bit. Here's something that Vera sent in. You'll be very interested to hear this. Right? You ever had a water rate rebate at all? Anyone ever had one of those? A water rate rebate? Probably not, have you? Eh? Hang on a minute. What am I doing here? Where's Dan? Oh, why do people do that? They say, oh, yeah, I'll call you back. And then they don't. How annoying is that? I've got mates who do that. The most annoying thing ever. They don't call back. Vera writes, hi, Chris. Here's something your viewers might not know about. You wait till you hear this. Whenever Do you get money back from the water board, the electric board, the gas board? Answer, very rarely. She did. She did. Here's something that your viewers might not know about. Somehow, Thames Water Board had been overcharging council tenants between 2005 and 2019. And the borough in which I belong to took them to court, which I knew nothing about, to get that money back for each tenant. You wouldn't think they'd do that, would you? But they have. I spoke to someone today because I got a rent account statement and it didn't add up to the figures I had. It turns out that I was refunded the amount and I could either have the money back or have it added to my rent. I got no letter of any kind telling me about this. The lady on the phone told me how much it was and said it was refunded on the 10th of December, just before Christmas. I know a lot of people would like to have had that money. I decided to add it to my rent, which means that I don't have to pay any rent for 2 months. So that was a decent amount of money then, wasn't it? Was that a couple of £100? Something like that? She said the money I would have had paid in the rent will now go into my savings account, which I am happy with. So well done to you. I beg your pardon. Do not swear,
sorry,
please.
No, sorry. I'm sorry. It slipped of the tongue.
A very slip of the tongue, dear.
I've just had about missed three wrong numbers there, because I couldn't keep the number in my head.
Well, I doubt it would be a phone call for you, would it, my love? Let me just finish
Yeah,
this
I've got
email.
to look at that. I'm going.
So Vera finishes off by saying, if you are a council tenant, you might get a windfall. I don't know which boroughs were affected. I come under the borough of Waltham Forest. So thanks very much for that, Vera. So there you go. If you ever think you're owed money, you might as well have a go. My mate's very good at getting money if he's owed money out of people. Well, actually, he's very good at getting money even when he's not owed money from people. Thank you, Vera. Okay, Dan, I'm with you.
Oh, thank God for that now. Sorry,
All right.
Just done about two missed wrong numbers.
From who?
Well, because I'm looking at the actual number on YouTube, and then I've got to remember, right, 1343477, 1343477, 1343477, and I keep missing numbers. I keep getting them wrong. I've had to have two goes at it just to get it right.
Well, it's kind of on the screen permanently. I don't see how you can't see it.
Yeah, well, because when I go to the call, then the YouTube screen's going to go off, and then I've got to then remember it for the actual type in the keypad, don't I?
Right. Carry on.
This is where your technology isn't quite as good as it's made out.
It's very difficult to operate a telephone. I completely understand.
Yeah, when you've got to remember the number from one screen to the other. Anyway, what a night I've had. Oh, God. Just, I'll tell you what, Chris, for anybody who's watching this show now who thinks that, that Daniel's a messy bastard, please, I've just been round this bloke's house in Forest Gate, right? And I tell you what...
Was that a Grinder meat, was it?
I've never even bothered with that site.
If you say so, lovey. Carry on.
Yeah, I like it the easy way out. But no, really...
they all come out on this programme. Carry on, dear.
No, but around about 15 minutes, and then he's all of a sudden he's gone... I just looked over, because he's showing me up to the bedroom, and he's got... He's walked in there. He's got bleeding mucky videos going.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, all it was just, and it weren't much. It was just two women,
please,
the hairdresser.
Please, there are church people watching this programme tonight. There are church people watching this programme tonight.
Yes, sorry, I forgot you.
So that old one. So let me get this straight. Shut up a minute. Let me get this straight.
Right.
So your mate invites you over, and when you get there, he's watching mucky videos as you walk in.
Yeah, but that's not the moral of the story.
No, I can see what's going on there, dear.
Yeah, the moral of the story is that after about 15 minutes, I've just noticed his phone was under the telly, and it kept flashing away.
Oh, right.
And he's picked it up, and he's gone... you're gonna have to leave now. My parents have asked to come round.
Hey?
And do you know? Yeah, his parents had asked to come round. I had to go. And I'll tell you what, Chris, I have never been more glad to walk out of someone's house than this house. It stunk. Oh God, there was just, I don't know what it was. It was just this really foul smell, and his bed sheets were quite dirty as well.
Oh, you saw those, did you?
Yes.
Yes.
I saw quite a lot, you know. Oh,
I
the
expect
walls
you
weren't
did, by
even
the sounds
clean.
of things. It's all right, Danny. We're all friends here. We're all friends here. You can say anything you like. Just not too rude, though, because of the church people watching at the moment, my love.
Yes. I know I have to make concessions for them. But what, you know, the moral of the story, you know, it's just that...
The moral is the
I
story.
think-
I mean, did you manage to see a picture of him before you went round?
Not much, no. There was
Right.
something there. There was some picture there. I don't know exactly what it was meant to be. It wasn't a face. Let's put it that
I think we're kind of understanding what's happened here. We're kind of understanding what's happened.
I've met some. I've ended up.
Go on.
Yeah, it was. I've met someone who's like not actually up to my standards of living, I suppose.
Right.
My mum would say.
Right. So I think from an outsider's point of view, I'm seeing this outside the box. Someone's invited you to go round there. You've got round there and there's funny films playing on the telly. You've gone in, had a good look at the sheets for some reason, and then it seems that his phone sprung into life at a moment and then tells you that you can't stay. I think he changed his mind, Danny.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the case, I'm glad he did. I mean, he was like, he weren't, like me, nice and clean and preen. I mean, he was like, he had some like horrible like black and white tracksuit on.
Oh yeah.
And
did he have a top on? Did he have a top on?
I couldn't see that actually, but it was. And also
it was dark because the lights were out as well, were they?
Yeah, and a big dirty beard.
Oh no, I can't be doing beards.
Ensemble.
Oh no beards.
Yeah,
no beards.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, never mind, darling. But open up your little app again and see if you can get hold of someone else, my love.
Yeah. Well, it's just what it's done, Chris. It's actually made me think that my mum's brought me up to be clean.
Yes.
In both person and surroundings.
Was he smoking those funny cigarettes? Because they make the place
No,
stink
I mean,
awful.
I actually mentioned, I casually mentioned to him, just smoke. He said, no way. But then, and I thought, like, so I'm not walking into a smoker's house.
Yes.
I'd expect a bit of, like, but not non-smoker. And yeah. But, what I'm saying, Chris, is that my mum's brought me up. And she always says, my mum, she says, oh, Daniel, I always worry about what's going to happen when I go, because, are you going to be able to keep this flat just as tidy as I keep it for you and all that? And don't forget, she was a school cleaner, It's like she's got the cleaning OCD in her, like them people off the telly.
I mean, it might help if you clean up some of those bingo tickets from your floor.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's where I've got a new idea, Chris. I think what I'm going to do is, why should I really do all the work when I think really, why should I just give the people the actual bingo tickets to print out themselves?
No, Glenda.
Do it as they want to. Glenda?
Sorry, Glenda's just having a conversation with me while you're having. Carry on. So you're going to get
three-way conversation.
You're going to get the people to print out your bingo tickets, are you?
No. What I mean is, because there is, it's not. You don't see it on eBay, but that site Etsy.
No, I don't know what that is.
If you put bingo tickets in that, there's certain sellers, they offer what they call downloadable bingo tickets to print off yourself. So I'm thinking, I couldn't read off anything for a download, but I could offer them bingo tickets on a flash drive.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
So they buy a flash drive with all these bingo tickets on them, and they just print the bingo at their leisure, because it's wasting me time, having to read and do it. It's not something I can keep, do at a rate that's quick enough to.
How many bingo tickets do you sell? They say in a week.
Well, at the moment, I ain't sold any since bloody Christmas.
Oh, haven't you? Did
No
you
one's
sell?
wanting them at the moment.
Did you sell some of those around Christmas time? Did you then?
Yeah, some went around Christmas, but,
Right.
but just now since then it's just like gone to nothing really. So I think it's going to have to be a big, I think for the rest of tonight, I think I'm just going to carry on enjoying the show, and I'm going to go to bed with a bottle of Magnus
Magnuson. Now, what did he use to host?
Well, I started so I finished.
Mastermind. He used to do Mastermind, didn't he?
Yeah, Masterminder. And he always
Sorry.
what was that? There was that list of famous subjects that they were never allowed to use in Mastermind, like orthopedic bone cementing, total hip replacements.
Why weren't you allowed to use that then?
No one knows what it is.
Are you a bit of an expert on something like that, Dan?
No, I'm totally useless really at anything.
Yeah.
Anything medical. I used to think a placebo was a Spanish singer, in fact. But,
well, you
well,
just said there you're useless at everything you've ever done. I don't believe that.
Anything? No, I said I'm useless at anything medical.
Oh right, okay.
I'm not one of these, like, I'm not like these old people, like they go running up the doctors, for every slight little twinge.
Oh, I know people like that.
Oh, got to go up the doctor.
Oh, I know people like that. You know who's like that? DJ Chris. He's just like that. He gets a small spot on the back of his arse. He's straight down that doctor. I think he just wants it looked at, to be honest. Bit pervy, that, really. Everyone is good at something. You just have to find what you're good at. Look at me. Look at my DIY. Absolutely useless.
Yeah.
Useless at DIY. My thing is my work. My thing is my work. I love doing that. I love doing it. It's my social thing as well.
Yeah. You are good with a mouth, let's put it that way. And no, I don't mean anything. No.
Well, I'm offended.
No, I didn't mean anything like that. I just meant you're good. You're good with
my
a gab.
mouth. What are you suggesting?
Gift of the gab. That's what I think it was.
Well, I find you impertinent.
Oh, you don't even like that? Oh,
pardon?
I do.
There's a lot of rudeness. I don't know what's happened to you today. This Grinder date has obviously got the better of you, and you're now obsessed with rudeness tonight on the show.
I'm no Grinder man.
If you say so.
I'm no Grinder man.
If you say so, darling. If you say so.
No, I wouldn't even bother with any of that. I just like to, find. I don't like anything that I have to sign up to. Let's put it that way.
No, clearly.
No, I'd rather be, just like. Well, obviously you have to sign up to Facebook, I know, but
yes, you do.
That's like, well.
And I noted that you had subscribed to one of my channels the other day. Thank you very much, Dan.
On the radio one.
I don't know why you bother subscribing to that. That's only set up for Maureen. I know there's a couple of people that prefer to listen to the show there, but you never find a chat box or anything. That is set up specifically for Maureen because she doesn't have well, she has got internet, but she doesn't have internet. It's a bit complicated, really. She's got YouTube. She's got YouTube, but she hasn't got internet in her house. The YouTube comes on the Virgin Media, you see.
Oh, it's a bit like, I think I know what that, I think I know that sort of thing. Yeah, it's a bit like the old days when with the difference between cable and satellite.
Yes.
You could get the Family Channel on satellite, but not on cable. And I think UK Living. Yeah. No, that was on both, wasn't it? I think. And
what channels will you be watching tonight? Babe Station, the Adult Channel, something like that. You sound the sort of person that would watch stuff like that.
I remember that. I did see Babe Station once.
Yes, I expect you did.
And yeah, I saw this girl. I just saw this girl. She got this. She was.
No, I don't think we go there. Actually, Danny, I don't think we go there. And I know there's a lady watching at this very moment who will remain nameless, who's now thinking I'm going to do the Babe Station joke, but I'm not going to do it tonight because this person isn't very well and I don't want it to make her ill. Thank you very much for the call, Dan.
Oh, well, will you send it to me in private?
No. Bye.
All right, then. Okay.
Well, what can you say to that? He's gone on a Grinder date. Oh, it's obvious, isn't it? He's gone on a Grinder date. He's opened the doors. There's dodgy films playing on the telly. It's all very dark. Somehow he's got to see the dirty sheets. The bloke's taken a look at him, changed his mind, and then got a mate to ring him and sent him out the door. That's what's happened there. It's obvious, isn't it? I could be a detective, you know. Oh, dear. We do have a laugh on a Wednesday night, don't we? Gary Ross remembers topless darts on live TV. I seem to remember that, topless darts. Wasn't there a topless weather lady from Norway or something like that? Hello to Peter Wright joining us this evening. Chloe likes bingo. Yeah, I love bingo. We did, of course, try it. Do you know, it's over a year ago since we stopped the bingo. We used to do bingo. We had a bingo channel. But it just died and less people were playing. It just wasn't worth playing, you know. And you cancel these things and you start getting emails from only a couple of emails. Please bring it back. It's just not worth the time and trouble. It used to cost me £125 a month to do that. Just wasn't worth doing it. I thought it would build, but it didn't. And, you know, not everything works. Not everything works there. My sister says, poor Danny. I know. I'm just trying to think if I ever got to someone's door and been turned away. I don't think I have, actually. I have got to a door before, not recently, not in the last 5 years or so, but I have got to a door before and the door's opened and I've turned around. I've got to tell you, I went all the way to Leighton Buzzard once from Bracknell. And there was thunder, lightning. This door opened. I thought, oh my God! I turned around and come home again. Oh dear me, dear me. All righty. Just a second. What we got here? Good evening to Adrian Richardson. Evening to you, Adrian. Nice to see you, Adrian. He comes along to the karaoke sometimes. He has a laugh with me, Adrian. It's great, you know, when you're in the pub and there's certain people that you can have a joke with and you know it'll go down fine. I've got quite a few people in there. Vera, people like that. Here's a London call. Hello, who's calling from London?
Maureen.
Hello, Maureen. All right, darling?
Yes, I'm okay, thank you, Chris. I just wanted to thank you for recommending the Around the World in 80 Days
Oh, just a second, Maureen. I'm trying to push up your level there, and it's not coming up. There you go. Talk now.
Oh, okay.
That's got you there. Sorry, Maureen. I couldn't get your level up then. Yes, sorry. You were saying, my love.
I just said I wanted to thank you for recommending Around the World in 80 Days, the BBC One drama, because I got onto the BBC iPlayer.
Yes.
And I managed to see the episode 1 and 2, and a good job because tonight those two are going to be taken off the system.
Is that right? Oh, we're lucky then.
I thought, oh, I better see it quick. 20 to 9 tonight. I think the second one was going to be taken off. Yeah.
Well, that's lucky. Funny you should say that, but I've just started watch. I'm not much further than you. Have you seen the second? You finished seeing the second one, did you? Yes, I've seen the second one. I'm now just on the third one.
Yeah, well, that one is. Yeah.
They've managed to get to Aden. Have you got there?
Yes, it's just starting, and I stopped it, and I thought that's good. I was getting ready for to see your show, you see, and I thought, oh, good, I'm just in time to see the 1 and 2 because they both finished today.
Oh, well, we're lucky there because I only discovered
really, it's something that I'm really enjoying. I was sorry that I actually missed it.
It's great, isn't it? All those
really interesting. Yes, so I'm now looking because it's in 8 parts apparently.
Oh, is that all? Okay, well we can get through that. David Tennant, of course, and a lot of.
I'm so glad.
A lot of big English stars in that, isn't there? Lots of others in there.
Well, I think I'm kind of. You said David Tennant. Is he the main one that does the?
He's Phileas Fogg.
Yeah. I'm not really familiar with the other people.
Oh, really? I recognise a lot of stars in that programme. It's really good.
Oh.
It must, if they've taken that off already, that must be quite an old programme then, I would imagine.
Well, when you look at it, because it's in 8 parts, and the 8th part is coming up this coming Sunday, so it means to say it's probably 8 weeks probably been on.
Oh, so it's still on the television at the moment, is it?
Well, apparently the 8th part, the last part, will be on Sunday.
Okay.
So that means it's probably been going 8 weeks.
Excellent. Well, it's an excellent programme, so just to tell everyone else about that, there's a
they only
programme on
give
the
you
iPlayer at the moment called Around the World in 80 Days. There's a lot of British stars on there, but as Maureen said, programmes 1 and 2 have already come off the system.
Come up tonight.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'll probably watch another episode tonight, to be honest. Number 3 tonight, I think, when I finish the show.
Yeah, me too. The third one, they're going to give you a bit longer, you know, so I thought, well, that's good. So I'm glad you actually just told me in the nick of time, otherwise I'd have lost the first two.
Good. Well, I only discovered it last week. It came up as a, you get the suggestions come up, don't you?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and it's very good. All right, Maureen. Well, thanks ever so much, darling.
And also, I was laughing about the... You wanted me, Vera, and you recommended that I would try and sing the Little Nas.
Yeah, we think you should sing. Vera's going to sing ABBA. If you sing Lil Nas, Call My Name, Montero. Now, I must.
I actually, to be honest with you, I went onto the YouTube site and I actually played it, and I thought those lyrics are terrible.
I know.
Very sexually explicit. I can't sing that, Chris.
I must say, I finished the radio show this morning, and I thought, oh my God, she's going to see that video. It's a bit full on, isn't it, Maureen? That video.
Well, I just went on to the lyrics, and I thought, what are the lyrics? I wanted to know what the lyrics were before I even think about a tune. And I thought, I can't do rapping anyway. I'm not very keen on rapping, and I saw all the lyrics. I thought, oh my goodness, they're really bad, these lyrics. And then these lyrics would all be up on the screen while it's being played. I'm thinking, oh no, I don't think I could be actually.
No.
A lot of words and a couple of N words. I can't really say all these words.
No, you're probably right.
It's not for me, you know, but taking it in good fun, yeah.
Well, it was worth a try. Perhaps if he does a clean song at some point, which is unlikely, but we'll get you to do that one or have a go at that. Thanks ever so much for calling in, Maureen.
Hey, Chris.
Have a good evening. Bye-bye, my love.
Bye, Chris.
We're trying to get Maureen to do Lil Nas. Hello to Steve Murray. Hello to you, Steve, who says, I miss Maureen. Hello to you, Steve. All right. Whereabouts are you today? Are you in London or where are you today? Vera's there. Vera says the series is available for a year. She's just had a look. So I don't know. I mean, Maureen says the first 2 have dropped off already. Can you still see the first 2 on your telly, Vera? I wonder, has anyone else seen that at all? Around the World in 80 Days with David Tennant. It's really good. The scenery. Well, he's going through the desert on camels and people like that, you know. 0208 144 3477. Our line is free at the moment. I think Danny entered the London dungeon. He needs to be careful going to strange places like that. Yeah, I go along with that as well. I think you're absolutely right there. Hello to George calling in. Good evening, George.
Hello, Chris.
All right, how are you?
Fine.
Good.
Yeah. Quick question.
Yes.
I'm just looking at your clock.
Yes.
It says 2021.
Oh, we haven't changed the date on that. We haven't changed the year, have we? Look at that. Oh, we better do that then. Oh, fancy that. We haven't. Hang on a minute. What's this poster? A sticker's appeared on the back. Project Man. I keep finding Gary's stickers appear everywhere.
Oh, no.
I was in a fish and chip shop in Skegness waiting for my chips, and I looked in front of me. There's a Project Man sticker. It's outrageous.
I found one on my car.
On your car?
Yeah.
You haven't got a car?
No, my nan's car.
Oh, your nan's car. How is your nan? Is she still with us, is she? Or?
Yeah, she's still with.
Is she?
Yeah.
Okay. How is she? and your grandpa. Hang on a minute. I need a number 2 here, don't I? Number 2. There we are. 1 second, darling. I'm just changing this date over. We can't have the wrong date. Fancy me not noticing that. Look at that.
Yeah, I managed to find. I was walking across and I was going across. I was like, Project Man? Where did that come from?
Well, I don't know. It's on the back of my... Oh, hang on a minute. He fixed his clock, didn't he? He fixed the clock for me. He fixed it. It was broken, right. So the numbers
Yeah.
come in a little bag. They're in a little bag, and you have to physically change those. They're not automatic each year, and that goes in there like that. And then we put that back in there and put it back on the wall. There we are. And that'll be done, and that'll be correct. Thank you, George, for pointing that out. Taking the time and trouble to text in there.
It's all right.
You know. Is it the 26th today? That's
I
still
was
in
going
place. 1 minute, 1 minute.
I was going to text you it, and then I thought, hang on, by texting it, you'd probably be like, So I thought I'd better call you.
2022. That has now been changed for you. Well done, darling. Well done. Hello to Bezels, just joining us there. Greetings, Bezels. Welcome along to our little show. We've got lots of new people here today, which is quite nice. Bezels is quite amused because Maureen actually did look at Lil Nas X. So she saw... Have you seen the video? It's a bit rude, isn't it? Bit rude.
No.
You haven't seen that? Well, that's good news. Anyway, George. What else you got to say today, darling? Anything?
How did you put this signature on your video?
I sent it off to someone on Fiverr. Fiverr.
Because it looked quite good.
It's very good, and that is my signature. That is my signature. You know, if you ever steal a cheque from me, you will be able to use that signature, sign it, and get a load of money out my account.
Because I was looking at it, I was like, you must have done that on Microsoft and then somehow edit it through that way.
No, I just sent the signature into someone. Sent it into someone, and cost me about £4 to do that. I think £4 or £5. Good, isn't it?
Yeah. Can you hear my cat purring?
No, I thought it was dead. It was so quiet. That's you purring. That's not the bleeding cat. That's you.
No, it's not. It's the cat.
Anyway, I'm going now, George. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye. There we are. George calling in with his... George calls in regularly on each show. Thank you very much, George. Always a pleasure to talk to you, sir. Peter Wright, have you watched Snowpiercer 3? As always, gang, the phone line and the texting number, they are not premium rate numbers, okay? It's just a London phone number, okay? And that's like a normal text number, so it don't cost you any more. As long as you've got like free text or something, that's not going to cost you 50 pence or anything like that, all right? Just so you know, boys and girls. So anytime you want to call in, feel free to do so, all right? 020 8144 3477. Alrighty, what else have we got on our little show tonight? What lessons did you hate at school? Do you remember school? Oh, hang on a minute. Steve is in his bus in the countryside, getting a few jobs done, ready for the MOT. Funny you should mention MOTs. I've got to have an MOT on my car this year. I can't remember the last time I had one of those done, actually. Yeah, because I usually have the car for 3 years. And I've ordered my new one now. Which I don't own a car. You understand what I mean? I lease it, and the money has gone down quite a lot by £120 a month. So I'm very pleased about that. But it doesn't come till September. So what they've had to do is extend the old one, which means it will have to go through an MOT. But I don't see that really being a problem at all. Well, good luck with the MOT there. All right. Vera Maureen is telling me that she can still see the first 2 episodes on her telly. She said the first episode was shown last month, so I don't think that they would take it down so soon. No, I thought they'd be up there for about a year. Maybe that's something to do with Virgin, do you think, Vera? Might be something to do because it's coming from the Virgin system, I don't know. Hello to Christina Hunt. Hello to you, darling. Hi, Chris. Do you remember it? Do I remember you, Christina? Of course I remember you, dear. You was here every morning when we were doing the morning show, weren't you? Good morning. Hello, good evening, Christina. Thank you very much for you. Thank you, Adam. Possibly. There might be something a little bit wrong there. Yeah, the phone isn't working too well tonight. You can call in, though, if you want to, and we can get around it. Anyone else notice a bit of a buzz when the phone line's open? Next time someone calls in, I'll put my headphones on and I'll be able to hear properly whether or not there's a bit of a buzz coming on there. Hang on, let me just... Yeah, I can hear that buzz. But does that buzz disappear when someone calls in? Definitely hear that buzz when I open the circuit. But I think that buzz probably disappears when someone calls in. Jason says, I hated religious education the most, Ari. I dreaded those lessons. I didn't like Ari at school. In fact, I didn't like much school at all. Which lessons did you hate the most, as a matter of interest? Which lessons did you hate the most? Let's take a call. Finishing 5-7. Hello, who's on the line, please?
Hi, it's Chloe Ramsey.
Hello, Chloe. Yes, I can definitely hear a bit of a... Just a minute, Chloe. I've got a bit of a buzz on this line, which I don't usually have that on there. You see, I could start mucking around with stuff now, and it'll be... it can just... There's a definitely buzz on that, isn't there? I could try another circuit, I suppose. No, I think we'll just stick with it. It's not too bad, is it, that buzz, everyone? Yeah, I can definitely hear that buzz. Thanks, Adam, for pointing that out. I'll have to work on that, but it's just on there, isn't it? 1 second. Let's just start trying to unplug something. Oh, it's... Aha, okay. Well, that's still on there, even when I unplug... what's the name on there? I don't think I can do anything about that, because my mixer is a little bit naff anyway. We need a new sound mixer in here, really. Just a minute. Let's try muting some of the others. Well, that's interesting. So that... No, I can't get rid of that buzz. Never mind, we'll put up with that. Hello, Chloe. What can I do for you, darling?
I just like watching you, and my favourite beer is like anything. I like cars. I like drinking anything.
Do you?
Like if you're going to mention about, yeah, drinking any. I don't drink a lot. I just drink more. Sometimes I drink.
Do you go to pubs at all, or do you just drink your stuff at home?
I go to a club. I go to a rugby club.
Pardon?
I go to a rugby club on a Saturday when I go to watch rugby.
Oh, do you? Oh, you go to watch the rugby, do you? Who do you go there with, George?
Yeah.
Do you go with George?
No, I go with my. No, I'll go with my dad.
Oh, okay. Have you ever? Have you ever played rugby? Have you, Chloe?
No.
Girls play it. They do play it, don't you? I used to play it at school. I wasn't very good until I got right till the end of 5th year, and by then it was too late.
No, I don't. I'll rather not play rugby because I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to injure myself and
do you
drink in my body. So
do you drink lager or beer or wine or what or anything really? If it's free.
I don't drink wine. I drink fruity. I drink fruity wine sometimes.
Right. Okay. Okay.
I drink Carling and Cars.
Carling Black Label. That one, yeah.
Yeah.
Where did you meet George, by the way?
By some of my mates on the WhatsApp.
You have actually met him in person, have you?
No, because we're not allowed. Me and him's not allowed to travel. His nana's not letting him have a girlfriend.
Oh, so you haven't actually met in person?
No.
What is it, like an internet thing going on there? Is it?
He wants to meet up with me, and it's not allowed.
Oh, right, okay. I think he'll have to sneak out the window.
That's why I wish I had loads of money and take him away.
What he'll have to do is tie some sheets, when his nan's in bed, tie some sheets to the window and climb down them, and you could meet you underneath.
He don't live where I live, though, because I live in, like, near Pontefract, like, Upton, so he lives far away from me.
Well, you could stand underneath his window, and then when he's climbing down, and be there just in case you might have to catch him if he slips.
Yeah, I will.
Here's a question for you. School. Which lessons did you hate and why?
I hate science.
Science. Is that right? Why did you hate that? Did you just not interested in that sort of thing?
No, it's just because I don't like doing science. I don't like doing like when we were doing burners and stuff. I'm like, no.
Right.
If I do a burner, I might set something on fire.
Right. Right. What was the teacher like? Was the teacher a bit rubbish as well?
No, not that much.
Right.
And they're all right.
Yes.
So,
All right, Chloe. Well, thanks for calling in, darling.
okay.
Nice to talk to you. Cheerio.
Bye.
Bye, Chloe. There we are, Chloe there. It's George's girlfriend. I didn't know they'd never actually met. Christina says she's been very busy, but she's back now, so welcome back, Christina. Shania didn't like DT. Now, what is DT? DT. Is that like drawing technology? What is? I don't know what DT is. She didn't like DT and art, science and maths. Right, I couldn't do maths. Very complicated. I mean, I could add, I could take away, and I could divide to a degree. But with the algebra and all that trigonometry and the other bits, and I did, 6 to the power of 3 and all that business, I didn't have a clue what was going on, to be honest. I hated maths. I quite liked science. Yeah, I liked biology. I did like biology. Chemistry, I wasn't keen on chemistry because we had to learn that periodic table thing off by heart. Well, we were supposed to, but I couldn't do it. You know, it's just a table with all little letters and things like that, what are chemicals and what have you. That I didn't find that very interesting, really. Design technology, okay, so, which was making things. Thank you. Well, you could have made something, Shania. You could have made a statue of the Blessed Virgin Mary, of a Mary Mother of God. Couldn't you? Could have made a statue. I would like a big stone statue, actually, of Mary for my garden. I wasn't joking about that the other day. I really would like one of those. I think Adam the plumber sourced one once, and it was like 300 quid, which is probably not a lot of money, actually, for something. But then how'd you transport something like that? You'd have to get a specialist company in to bring it, wouldn't you? I don't think you'd crane it into my house, Maybe a fiberglass one sometime in the future. Thank you, Shania. Shania says, I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying now. Well, I hope you'll be staying till the end of the programme. Christina, my darling. All right. Oh, we got another call. We are busy on the phone tonight, aren't we? It's Adam the plumber. Greetings, Adam.
Good evening.
All right. Now, while you're
Chris,
there...
how are you?
Actually, while you're there, I'll have another go. Let's just push the balance round.
Push the button and see what happens. See, now, when Chris summons his God, I appear. It's just a shame it's in the form of Buddha.
It's on both sides. I thought it might just be on one side. Just a minute. I'm going to go under. I'm going under because
under the table.
Yeah. Let me just muck around a little bit with my.
Have a pull and a twist and a plug and a push.
A pull and a twist. Now that doesn't do anything, does it? I just want to see where those wires go. So if you can keep talking for the moment, and I'll. The thing is, we might get. You might get a few clicks and things like that while I'm doing.
That's fine.
I just want to.
Well, it's probably some. See what it is under there. See if it's a phono or something. That sounds very much.
I could pull something and the whole thing
disconnect
goes
me.
down. That's the trouble. I could. Hello, everyone. I tell you what, Naga Shetty doesn't have this problem, does she? In the morning.
No, that's very she does.
Yeah. Oh, it's that one. I'm looking at the wrong bleeding wires here. Hang on a minute. I've already fouled by looking at the wrong wires. Right. So where's that going?
But then what happens, of course, is that Naga Shetty, doesn't let her staff go off on holidays like you. You're very good to your staff.
I like to think so. Yeah. Can you hear me all right here?
I can hear you fine down there. You sound perfect.
Where does this go into? No, it's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be an easy fix, to be honest.
No, it's going to be an off-air fix.
I've got eight photos, and I've pushed all those in. I think it's a little bit more serious than that, to be honest.
Unless, of course, it's come out at the other end.
See, when I do that, that's... See, I've got it could be the mixer itself.
as a suggestion, can you stick your headphones on and pull the two phonos that go into that slider out for a minute?
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to unplug another circuit here. Right,
Yeah.
And push that up and see what happens there. Right, hang on.
Okay.
So I've unplugged that. Right, you'll disappear for a moment. I'll just push the mute button as well. We'll see if he comes up in the other circuit minus the bars. Right, let's see what happens.
Minus the buzz. Minus the buzz now.
Yes, it's the mixer.
It's the mixer, is it?
The problem is the other circuit.
Yep.
The fader's a bit naff, and I'm only getting one. If I take my finger off it, I only get one. I told you I need a new mixer here. I need a new mixer.
Yeah.
I've got one other circuit. Hang on a minute. Just a minute. I've got another circuit I might be able to use. Let's try you on that one. No, hang on a minute. Out of now. Can we put that back in there? Put that there. Put that there. Put that there. We'll put you in there. Are you there? Hang on. What's this button here? Oh, hang on. Hello? Hello? No, nothing there at all. He can probably still hear me. So we're going to put him back in the original with the buzz, I'm afraid. We can't get rid of that buzz. Put you back. You know what? I knew something.
You could do a crucifix.
Hang on, I can't unplug things now. Oh, God. I knew I shouldn't have gone under there and started moving things around. My mouse won't work now. Bastard mouse won't work now. I knew I shouldn't have done that.
Oh, dear.
Oh, no. Oh, God, that's coming out. I'm going to have to get my torch now. Hang on a minute. This is all going terribly wrong now. Alexa, caravan bedroom light on.
I see.
Right. Alexa, caravan bedroom light off. I'm still here. Can you talk?
Yes, dear. Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go under and find out what's happened to this mouse now. I can't do anything with my screen. I knew I shouldn't have gone under here pulling things out.
So, what kind of day we had? Well, I've been, as Chris might have mentioned, I've had a...
Have you gone? Hello?
Oh, it's picking up.
Hey?
I'm still here.
Oh, dear. No.
I'm here.
Oh, it's going terribly, terribly wrong now.
Still here.
Terribly, terribly wrong.
Here.
Just a second. Oh, dear. Oh, we're back. Thank God for that. Thank you. That's your fault, Adam. Telling me there's a buzz on the line and me trying to fix the damn thing. Oh, thank God for that. There you go. We're back now. Excellent. We're back now. I don't think we're bothered with any more phone calls tonight. Thank you. Lines are now closed. As the phone number disappeared, yeah, you can still text in, of course, 07451 287 337 is the one. There we are. All right. Glenda enjoyed the phone call there. Excellent. Excellent. No, you never ever put WD-40 on faders. Nope. That's very bad. It will fix them for a short period of time. It rots the carbon stuff. It rots it. Do not put... A lot of people think you put WD-40 on faders. No, don't do it. In actual fact, this mixer has had WD-40 on it before I discovered this, and it fixes it for a little while, and then it makes it even worse. And as time goes on, it gets worse and worse. So don't do that. All right, my darlings. Anyone else we want to talk to there? Let's have a look. There we are. Good. Excellent. Well, I'm sorry to disconnect from you then for a moment. Texts. Vera says she didn't like RE either. No, I really didn't. I didn't like RE. I didn't like maths. I didn't like geography. The worst thing I really hated was history. And to be honest, it wasn't so much the history, it was the teacher. We had this woman's idea of a lesson was sending you home to read a chapter of a book, okay, or 2 chapters of a book, I can't remember what it was now, and then to come back and ask, and she would stand there and have you okay, Reardon, stand up. She'd come back and ask you questions about the chapter of the book that you've read, and you were supposed to retain this knowledge. But I just didn't seem to be able to retain knowledge from reading a book, if you see what I mean. I found that very, very difficult to actually retain knowledge, and it was boring. Her lessons were boring as hell. And I really believe, you know, if you've got a teacher and they're not particularly making stuff interesting, then you're at a loss already. Anyone else at all? What lessons did you really not like at school and why? Was it the teacher? Was it the teacher? George says he didn't like PE. No, that's another one I didn't like, PE. I didn't like PE. Jumping over that horse, I hated that. And all the other people, they liked athletics. They were jumping and climbing up these ropes and things like that. I hated it. I hated that. I didn't like rugby when I was playing that early on in the time. I didn't like going swimming. Didn't like anything like that. It's funny how you change over the years. I love swimming now, as long as the water's not too cold. Where I am here, there's a river, and it's only like a couple of minutes walk away. All I've got to do is walk across the caravan site, walk up some steps, and there's a river there. People swim in that river. Seriously, I've always been frightened. Something like that. You're swimming in a river, and some little creature gets in one of your holes, you know, anywhere, and then starts growing. You see that when people go abroad, you know. Oh yes, dear. These people have things pulled out their ears and nostrils. Horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Vera says, have you ever been tested for autism? No. I haven't been tested for autism. Is this something that we could do now, perhaps? Perhaps you could test me now. Vera says she didn't like RE. We did this from the age of 11 to 14. We used to smuggle rude books into the lessons. Yeah, I should think you'd do something like that, to be honest, Vera. Have you got? Did you have a particularly bad name at school? Did you, my love? Eh? I went to a good school in London Oratory School. I went to a very good school. I didn't really like lessons, but I'm glad I went there because I think it taught me discipline, to be honest. You know, if we did something wrong, you got the cane. A few times. Yeah. Detention, well, I mean, detention is detention, isn't it? We never liked detention. It's funny, really, when you think about it. You know, you was at school, I think 8:45. We started at 8:45 and we finished at 3:30, which isn't a particularly long day. But I think when you're a child, it feels like much longer, doesn't it? Do you remember sitting in one of your most unfavourite lessons? Watching that clock that never seemed to move, did it? Alrighty, let's see. Move on. Something else now. An unusual way to fly. It certainly is. In the Daily Mail, a stowaway has miraculously survived a brutal journey from South Africa to the Netherlands. Wait for it, while hiding in the front wheel section of a cargo plane. Now, I've seen stories like this before, and usually people die. They fall off. They fall off, or they literally freeze to death. Or suffocate. It's very, very cold up there. You know, you ever go on a plane, often you've got this little screen in front of you, haven't you? And on the screen somewhere, I don't know, if you touch like a little button on the thing, you get a map up, and it tells you exactly where the plane is flying, and the temperature outside, and what the time is where you came from, what the time is where you're going to. Plane like that. And it tells you the temperature outside, like minus, I don't know, whatever it is. It's very difficult to survive. But this bloke did. The man was discovered squeezed into the wheel section under the fuselage of a Boeing 747 freight plane at Amsterdam's Schiphol Airport earlier yesterday, according to the Dutch military police. A flight from South Africa's largest city, Johannesburg, to Amsterdam is around 11 hours. But the plane also made a stop in Nairobi, Kenya, which made the journey even longer. That's unbelievable. A spokesman for the Dutch police said it was remarkable that the man, whose identity, age and nationality has not yet been established, had survived the perilous conditions. Our first concern, of course, was for his health. It's very unusual that someone was able to survive the cold at such a height. Very, very unusual. And it's very quite remarkable he's still alive. The plane cruises at an altitude of just over 35,000 feet, speeds of over 550 miles an hour. The standard ambient temperature at 35,000 feet is around minus 54 centigrade. I mean, how has he survived that? Maybe he had a Parker anorak on, did he? Blimey. That's untrue, isn't it? It says, what's more, people attempted to cling onto the undercarriages of planes also risk being crushed by the landing gear as it retracted following the takeoff, or falling to their deaths when the landing gear is deployed, because of course it comes out again. I suppose if you would click, I mean, could you fall asleep accidentally? I can't see that. That is quite something, isn't it? What an unusual way to fly. Of course, much cheaper than even flying on Ryanair. Cheaper to cling onto a wheel as it gets retracted up there, isn't it? Blimey, I wouldn't like that. George said he'd love to fly in a hot air balloon. Yeah, I think I'd quite like that. Hot air balloon. Yeah. We're talking about that on the radio show this morning, funnily enough, George. Talking about hot air balloons. Virgin do them. Virgin hot air balloons. I think they're not cheap. It starts at about 125 quid, something like that. And it's 4 hours, although it says you're only in the air for an hour. The other 3 hours is preparation and all that business. I suppose safety issues and, what happens if the balloon goes down? And of course, 3 hours, I don't know if you know this, George, but out of those 4 hours, the first hour, you do have to blow the balloon up. Around these Virgin balloons are little tubes, and all the people that are going in a basket underneath, they have to blow the balloon up. It takes about an hour. Yeah, and that's how it works. Did you know that? You had to blow your own balloon up. There's a good film, George. I think you'd like it, actually. It's a French film, but there's no talking in it. It's on YouTube. It's called The Red Balloon. Okay? It's a charming little story that I've mentioned on the show before. And it's about this boy who discovers a red balloon and they kind of become friends. And it goes on this journey. And it's a lovely ending, actually. And bad boys and girls try to burst the balloon. It's a lovely film. Look it up on YouTube, The Red Balloon, okay? Christina hated maths and English at school as well. Yeah, me too, Christina. Awful. Awful. Vera, what happens if the balloon pops? Well, that's why you had the hour there before, mate. And Vera says, so you know what to do, Vera. You fly. Come fly with me. Let's fly away. Shall I sing that at the karaoke, Maureen, on Monday? On Friday. Vera went to 3 schools like myself, and I was the only Vera in the whole school, so I had to stay out of trouble. Well, they'd certainly know, wouldn't they? If you're the only Vera! Did they used to call you by your first name or your surname? By the way, which is it? Chloe also wants to go in a hot air balloon. Perhaps George will take you up in one. Eh? George might take you up in one. Adam, you nearly killed the show tonight, Adam. But did you see how I persevered, Adam? We must carry on like Mummy's brave little soldiers. Sometimes, to be honest, sometimes the phone in here doesn't work as well as it does at home. I think it's to do with the internet here, the fact that we're over 4G and all that. All right. And Vera, first names for girls, surnames for boys at Vera's school. Yeah, I was at Reardon. Although I was quite a good boy at school, I didn't really do much wrong. I used to smoke in the toilets with the other boys. When I was about 15 years old, we all just could disappear into the toilets smoking all the time, thinking that the teacher didn't know, if we were smoking in a little lock-up cubicle, which the door didn't go from it was just like a panel, wasn't it, where you sat down, had your cigarette, you'd open the door and there'd be a teacher standing there. And you'd convince yourself that the teacher didn't know you were smoking, because you didn't come out with a cigarette. You used to drop it in the toilet, and of course you'd hear it as the cigarette went out. Oh dear. Now, talking at planes, you've got to feel sorry for this bloke. His name's Max. Max Verstappen. He's got a private jet. Costs £1 million a year. And it was owned by Richard Branson. Do you want to see his jet? Here. Who wants one of those? He's a worldwide Formula One world racing champion bloke. Some of the blokes on here will know him, I'm sure. And the girls. He splashed £12 million on this plush private jet in 2020, proving once and for all that Red Bull really does give you wings. That must be the people who sponsored him. Let me just have a little sip of water. Do you know, I've got to tell you, I've got terrible acid coming up at the moment. And that is because, and I know why that is. That's because, oh, hang on a minute. What's happened? Oh, now my box ain't working. Oh, isn't it great? This is great tonight. This is your fault, Adam, because I've been pulling away at bloody wires underneath the. Oh, it's all right. I'll go back to my mouse. There we go. At least that's still working. Yeah, Formula One world champion Max Verstappen owns luxury plane, costing more than £1 million per year in upkeep. So it's not just buying it. The maintenance is £1 million a year. I feel sorry for him because he couldn't afford a new one. It was a second-hand one, you see, from Richard Branson. I mean, poor old Max, bless his heart. Maybe if you do a few more little races, my love, you'll be able to afford a new one, like Richard Branson did. It was Richard Branson's old plane. I mean, the embarrassment of having a second-hand plane, dear. God's sake, man. Isn't it? Poor old man. The Dutchman reportedly cruises from race to race in the jet, which is capable of speeds of 895 kilometres an hour. Well, what's that, kilometres an hour? I don't know what that is. Someone convert for me, please. Vera, 895 kilometres an hour. Can we have that in proper miles per hour, please? Bleaking kilometres. What are they even? No one knows what they are. The Dutchman even gives his Red Bull teammate Daniel Ricciardo a lift from time to time. Well, that's nice of him, isn't it? I bet he charges me. Do you want to give some petrol money? Does he give him petrol money for that, for his jet? Wouldn't you like a private jet, eh? I think Barry Manilow's got one. Has Barry Manilow got a private jet? I'm sure he has. Poor old Max. Work a bit harder, Max. You might be able to afford a new one next time, mate. All right. Christina says, I got a boyfriend as well. Have you got a boyfriend, Christina? What does he do? I hope he's got a good job. Can't be having boyfriends with no jobs. People are too bonardal to go out the door and get a job. Innit? Thank you. I must say, what a lovely cake. It's my birthday soon, incidentally. Remember that, gang? I hope you haven't forgotten. What a lovely cake. Now, do you know what I'm talking about? This one. Look at that. There's Boris at his birthday party. Yeah. All these jealous people on the BBC News and all that business. Jealous because they weren't invited to Boris's party. Look at that cake. Now, I think that's a Petite Valerie cake. What do you reckon, Vera? That looks like a Petite Valerie cake to me. I hope my mate gets me a Petite. If he don't get me one, I'll get myself one. Sod it. I don't care. Just because you're on your own, don't worry, you know. Why shouldn't you have a cake? Go and get one yourself. Yeah. I think that's a lovely cake. I reckon that was about 35, 40 quid, that cake. What do you reckon? Do you like that cake? Who's upset they didn't go to Boris's Christmas parties? I must say, I'm a little bit upset that I wasn't booked to do the karaoke that he had there. Matt Hancock is apparently a big karaoke fan as well, isn't he? Thank you, Vera. 556 miles an hour. Oh, well, that's not much faster than a jumbo, is it? Don't jumbos go at 550? Oh, well, that's surprising. I thought it would have gone a little bit faster than that, Vera. Oh, well. Here's another thing. How much to chop down a tree? Now, some of you know I'm a landlord. I've been a landlord now for about 21 years, 22 years. When my mother died, my father in 1996, my mother in 2000, with my half of their money, I put it into properties. And I've still got them all, bar one. But one of them has got a big tree in the garden and it's become a little bit too much. It's a fully grown sycamore tree. And the tenant is a little bit worried it's going to start affecting the house. So I got a quote. To have it chopped down, taken down. It says in this quote they require a man to climb up the tree and cut branches off, and 2 other men at the bottom and another one, I think. So I think 3 or 4 men, something like that. Day's work, £1,500 to take a tree down. And I'm not a fan of pulling trees down, but it gets to the point, you know, if it's close to the house, it's going to start damaging the house, and I think it's got to be done anyway. I spoke to my brother-in-law, my sister, and my nephew about this. They all thought it was a very high quote, so I've now sent the estate agent, who should deal with all of this for me, sent them the phone number of someone that my nephew and my brother-in-law recommends. I think it was Acorn. I can't remember what it was called now. Something like that, Acorn, or some sort of tree name, for another quote, and fingers crossed it'll be a lot less than that. £1,500 to chop a tree down, dear. Oh, I could go down there with a little file. Can you just imagine if I had a go at that, knowing how my DIY usually goes? Do you think I should be trying to chop trees down or something like that? Maureen reckons I should do Come Fly With Me. Come fly with me. Let's fly away. It's a nice song, isn't it, Maureen? Yeah. She says, what about the song The Last Farewell? Oh, yeah, by Roger Whittaker. Can you sing that song? Hang on, Last Farewell lyrics. I've got the tune in my head, Maureen. There's a ship lies rigged and ready in the harbour. Tomorrow for old England she sails, far away from your land of endless sunshine, to my land full of rainy skies and gales. And I shall be aboard that ship tomorrow, though my heart is full of tears at this farewell. For you are beautiful. I have loved you dearly, more dearly than the spoken word can tell. That one. Yeah. Yes, I like that one. Remind me on that one on Friday night or Saturday, whatever night you're coming, Maureen. That'd be good. But Vera suggests I get people to go around and chop bits off the wood for firewood. Yeah, well, there's a lot of people around here with those open wooden fire type things here. Peter Wright's just sent in a super chat. Look at that. Thank you very much, Peter Wright. He's sent in a £1 super chat. You must be enjoying the show tonight, are you, Peter? Thank you very much, Peter. Very kind of you. Do you get anything if you send a super chat? No, nothing. No, there's nothing, I'm afraid. Just my gratefulness that anyone would send £1 in, really. That's it. Thank you, Peter. They will make money off that tree by selling the wood, talk them down in price. It was a bit difficult because you're kind of going through the estate agent, really. It does seem an awful lot of money to me. £1,500 to take a tree down. Doesn't it you? I mean, and that's like 5 months' rent. That's 4, 8. Yeah, no, 4 months. That's 4 months' rent. That is. It's a lot of money, isn't it? Anyway, perhaps one of the lads on here could do it. Can you see yourself do? What about Chloe? Yeah, one of the girls. Chloe, do you think you could come and chop a tree down for me, darling? Is that something you could do that? Let's finish off with the Adele story. Do you feel sorry for Adele or not? I'm not sure. No, she's cancelled her concert. The Daily Mail reported a couple of days ago Adele cancelled her highly anticipated Las Vegas residency following a furious row over a swimming pool stunt, it says, intended for the show. Now, this is in the Daily Mail. I'm sure there must have been more to it than that. And she was set to earn do you mind if I... Oh, I can't do it. Can't do it for me. £500,000 a show she was going to get. £500,000 per show she was being paid. It's crazy money, isn't it? Eh? When will I earn £500,000? I mean, how many years would it take you or me to earn something like that? One night, £500,000. It's crazy money, isn't it? But she cancelled. The Daily Mail says the tearful singer postponed a series of shows at Caesar's Palace with just 24 hours' notice on Friday, citing the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic as a mitigating factor. She said a lot of her staff had tested positive. But the decision has left thousands of fans in the red, with many having spent as much as £9,000 on tickets. $9,000 on tickets, so that's about £6,800 on tickets, and only hearing the news after boarding flights to the United States. Well, I've got to be honest, with that part of it, I don't know how many people would fly to Vegas just to see one show. Now, I've been to Vegas, okay? My big night there was a Barry Manilow. This is some years ago. This is about 10 years ago. That was my big night. But around that, we had other things that we were doing. So if we'd not have seen that particular show, it wouldn't have been a complete disaster. There were other elements to the holiday. And generally, if you're going somewhere to Las Vegas or something like that, that's how your holiday is. You build the holiday around perhaps one or two events. My event would have been Barry Manilow, and we went to see other shows while we were there. We saw Liza Minnelli. We saw Elton John. And some other, perhaps not so well-known stuff. Cirque du Soleil, we saw. Was good. So I don't see how they can be so upset by just not seeing the one show. Surely they must have arranged to do other things there. You can go to the Grand Canyon. I mean, that's a great visit, the Grand Canyon. Really good. Sources now claim the British star cancelled the residency after a disagreement over the set design, principally an onstage pool she was required to perform over during one of her numbers. Do you feel sorry for her or not? I mean, you saw her crying. She was clearly very upset by this. You know, I mean, how upset do you get? That's the thing. I mean, there have been times in my life where a technical issue usually has really pissed me off. I mean, really. It happened here a couple of years ago. Actually, in here a couple of years ago. It happened in here, and I got really upset. But tonight, you know, we had a little issue tonight. I'm a bit more easygoing with it at the moment, to be honest. You know, things go wrong. You just accept it and carry on. But she hasn't. She's pulled the show. I tend to think that even if the show wasn't quite ready, had she have gone on and said, look, hello, everyone, the show, I've got to tell you, the show isn't quite ready, I'll do my best. I think she would have got a lot of support for that. We don't know the whole story here. So do you feel sorry for Adele or not? Bearing in mind, she's not sick. There's nothing wrong with her. It's just the show wasn't ready. Some people like perfection. They like a bit of perfection. I mean, certainly now I know about this mixer giving me a problem, okay? That will now be replaced. I like the sound to be perfect. And I know it's not, you know, you can hear this buzz there, which I can't get rid of. It's the mixer. It's a bit old now, you know. Of course, that means when I get the new one and put it in, oh, wires, dear, wires. Everything has to be unplugged and put in another way. Oh, God. Just one of those things. Ticketmaster are urging people to hang on to the tickets. Now, you see, as I say, it's not that she's not well. It's just not gone as she expected it to do. Elton John's not well at the moment. It says that Elton John's tested positive for COVID. So he's now had to cancel a couple of shows in Dallas as a result. It was announced on Tuesday. So that'll upset him, I'm sure. You know, just one of those things, isn't it? Poor Elton John. And he's quite old, but we don't know what sort of COVID he's got. I did have on the list today, have you had COVID and how bad was it? So let me ask you that one final question tonight. Have you had COVID? And on a scale of perhaps 1 to 10, how bad was it? I know people that were on a scale of 7, 8. I know people with long COVID. And I also know people who have had COVID on the scale of 1, 2. They're the more recent ones with the Omicron. I don't think it's as bad as what we've had. I don't know anyone who died. And I don't think I know anyone who was hospitalised. It was very serious at the beginning. I don't think this particular variant is too bad, to be honest. How was it for you if you had it? And I'll finish off with that, okay? Vera says, I wouldn't fly to the USA for a British artist. No, of course, I mean, they're bound to do a concert here at some point, aren't they? Eh? Jason Hughes says there wasn't enough staff to run Adele's show. Yes, that's the general opinion I think that we have there, don't we? Eh? Poor thing. Dan Woodhouse says, after this toilet duck of a show, I beg your pardon? What, because something went wrong? Is that why you're calling it a toilet duck? Well, that's a very bad thing, Dan. You're running my work down, darling. How rude. After this toilet duck of a show, that's what he said. Don't forget to join me for the after show party. We'll be previewing What's Woke Day on BBC One. What is that? What on earth is Woke Day? Don't tell me the BBC... I'm going to type that in and find out. BBC Woke Day. Oh, no. Here we go. Oh, here we go. You must be joking. The BBC is now Oh, it's radio comedies. Radio comedies. They're now editing Dad's Army, Steptoe and Son, and I'm sorry, I'll read it again, believed to have been altered to remove jokes or entire sketches. Oh, God blimey. It just goes on and on, doesn't it, eh? Toilet duck of a show. At least I'm not just sitting there looking miserable, waiting for messages to come in. How rude. Are you along for the karaoke this weekend? Dan Woodhouse? Gary said he got 2 trees and another trim for £295 15 years ago. Yeah, you see, my brother-in-law got several trees trimmed, but I don't know if there's a reason. There might be a reason that this one on its own is so expensive. I don't know how big it is. I'm going to drive around there tomorrow and take some photos. Yeah. I can do that without knocking on the door. I just want to see how big this tree is. That might be why, you know, I just have to spend the money and get it done. What can you do? And finally, Vera says, I may have had COVID-19 before they gave it a name. Yeah, I think I did, to be honest, but I was just really tired. That's all it was to me, just a load of tiredness, to be honest, Vera. Anyway, thanks ever so much for joining us on the show today, boys and girls. That was a bit loud, wasn't it? That was a bit loud, sorry. I'm going to disappear now. We'll have another live show for you next Wednesday, okay? Next Wednesday on this channel at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock on a Wednesday is live show time here on the Chris Reardon Show. I'll be on the radio tomorrow morning if you want to join us on there. There we go. Tomorrow morning, 9:02, join us at reachonair.com for an hour of music, chat and fun. I really do enjoy myself doing that radio station, that radio show each and every morning, so join us on there tomorrow, okay? If you're in the East London area, there's a brand new karaoke happening. It starts next Tuesday, 8 till 11 o'clock, karaoke at the William Morris Bar, 807 to 811 Forest Road, E17. Okay? Thanks for watching and listening. I'll see you again next Wednesday at 8 o'clock on this channel. Cheerio.